What's up, guys? So for today, I'm going to be taking 5 characters who really fell off over the course of Ultimate's meta. First one is Ike. Ike was a powerhouse early on. A lot of people were playing him. Big hitboxes on all of his attacks. Good amount of damage. Very simple, effective combos. Just made him kind of menacing because, like, you have to execute your whiff punishes, edge guards, everything on Ike. Otherwise, he really does just do a lot of damage, trade very well, and live very long. However, over time, people found out that, his lack of mobility really hurts. He doesn't have a great answer for projectiles, especially when a lot of projectile and zoning-based characters got buffed. And I think the biggest thing, though, is that at some point the devs tried to revamp him. They buffed his down tilt, make a better combo tool, dash attack, got a lot more knockback, forward air, got less end lag and more damage. They made up B a much more reliable tool. They buffed up smash, buffed jab, side B, like they buffed a lot of things for him. But despite that, they nerfed the main tool people use him for, neutral air. This move used to like combo to itself, especially with platforms, into up air for really low and mid% combos, including kill confirms. But they made it have a lot more knockback, which actually reduced the combo ability on it. And they made the late hit of the move smaller, so you couldn't like hit someone with like this part and like still hit him there with a safe destroying move that combos. And really, I think that was the main reason he fell off. I think honestly, if they never nerfed that neutral air, he would still been a very good character. Not as good as he like was before, but he would have been a solid character because you could always just pressure with this move and get a lot of damage, and then mix in things like grabs, get those grab combos, whatever. Probably like one of the characters that fell off the most their Ultimate's history. Lucina's a character that she's still a good character. She still is commonly used, but there was a time when pretty much every top player was using her, at least as a secondary. And it made sense. She pretty much has everything you want in a sword character at like a base level. Good frame data, good hitboxes, damage output, kill power. Like she is like the, hey, you have everything you want. But as Ultimate developed, a few things happened. One, she got nerfed a little bit. They made her forward smash have a little bit less knockback along with forward air, just so she didn't kill nearly as well because she was very good at killing. However, I think what really happened is that as Ultimate got more advanced, people kind of realized that most characters in this game don't win by being well-rounded characters. Most characters win by having really like, I don't want to say polarizing strengths, but very clear strengths and exploiting those. And I think what happened is, as a result, Lucina would always run into matchups where it's like, she's fine, but the opponent's character is faster than her and can play with punish base. Or they have more range, can outrange her. They have projectiles and can poke and harass her. They're combo-based characters, so they can combo harder than she can deal back to them. And the idea is, it's like, especially in Ultimate, where a lot of people are playing multiple characters, like a lot of top players play like one main and like one secondary, or just 2 duo mains, whatever it is. She's like fine as a main, but if you're gonna play 2 characters, you want characters that are a little bit stronger in their niche than what she does. And a lot of her matchup spread ends up just being like okay. And once again, you want to play characters who are really good as counterpick potential. So she's not a bad character. She's still actually quite good, but compared to her early Ultimate meta, she is not nearly as common and highly praised as she once was, where people thought she was easily like a top 10 character. So the story of Chrom was a little bit interesting. People thought Chrom was really bad when we saw the initial reveal and demos of his gameplay due to just how bad his recovery is, which granted is a really bad recovery, and it is what holds him back nowadays. However, when Ultimate came out, he was one of those characters everyone was playing in tournament. And the reason he was played so commonly in tournament was he's such a simple character that's so effective, right? He runs around, he's fast, he has good hitboxes, really easy high damage combos, good kill power. Like he's one of those pick up and play characters for sure. And he had a good amount of technical depth to him with getting better at his combos and getting better at his movement. However, one of the biggest things he had also was the Chromicide, where you could basically combo into his up B, use it as a suicide combo tool, and it was really good and really reliable. But it was nerfed actually really Ultimate early his life. It was actually patch 2.0, so like the first real patch of the game. They made it so not only did up B not like connect as reliably, they made it so the move doesn't connect nearly as reliably as it used to. If you hit like weird parts of the move, I'm not going to be showcased well. But also, it used to be if Chrom used a suicide up B, the opponent would die first. So in a last stock situation, you could suicide kill someone and win the game. But they made it so Chrom dies first in most situations using it now. So suddenly, like, you could be down like a huge amount and kill someone with Chrom, win the game. But now you can no longer do that. And those two things alone were really enough to get people to stop playing Chrom. And then, of course, the advancement of edge guarding meant that Chrom's poor recovery really screwed him over, because pretty much every character in Ultimate can edge guard Chrom. And with how much advantage he's got pushed in Ultimate, it's like, and then the existence of Roy, who plays a lot of Chrom but has a much better recovery, it was like, what's the point of playing Chrom when you could just play Roy instead? But yeah, there was a little bit of time where people really thought Chrom was this amazing character, and honestly, he looked like, I'm not sure how he would be if they never nerfed his up B, and it was still a really easy to combo into tool that killed the opponent first. So as the meme goes, ZSS sucks. While that's definitely not true, this is a character that has seen a significant fall from grace in Ultimate. Early Ultimate, she was insanely powerful, but her main strengths of being really mobile with good spacing tools that like have lots of range, a good combo game, really strong disadvantage tools, it was super common in Japan, because even though she lost a lot of her down throw up air up B cheese from Smash 4, she gained a lot more combo reliability. She had really good spacing, great advantage state, great disadvantage state. Like, in exchange for some of her cheesy low percent kill combos, she basically got better in every other aspect she was already good at. And so she was an obnoxious character. And then she got nerfed multiple times. The first big nerf was that they made it so when she hits people with the down B, the berry time is much less, so you can mash out of it. So she no longer hit people with like berry up B at like 80% when they're trying to ledge trap her and killing them for it. And you still can hit them with like berry stuff, but if they mash out, this isn't as reliable, these mid percents. So that was a big one, but that wasn't what stopped her from being dominant. She was still massively popular everywhere, especially in Japan. And then they nerfed her neutral air and up B. They made up B come out frame 6 instead of frame 4, making it no longer this insane ass shield option that punished all but the most well-spaced moves up close. But the bigger one is they made neutral air have 8 frames lying leg instead of 6. Now this move was busted. It is still an amazing combo tool. You can combo this into like that, combo to like whatever you want really. Like, it's just like you combo into whatever you want with this move. But the combo windows got a little bit smaller with the more landing lag, and it became a much less safer move. On whiff now, you have like quite a good amount of time to punish her. Like, if you know she's gonna whiff this, like long range moves, projectiles, quick dash attacks, whatever can all punish her. But on block especially, you used to be able to hit someone's shield with this move and mash jab. And if you did that, the jab would be any option out of shield, because this was -2 and the jab was frame 1. So unless you parried or had an option that was frame 2 or faster, which I don't think any character does, like, you would just lose to that. So you always have to respect nair into jab, because the jab is also annoying. It's not a great move, but it puts you into a tech chase potentially, and it just generally puts you in disadvantage if it hits you. And her advantage state being so good means getting put in disadvantage of anything can really stink. But that's no longer the case now. Now there's a small gap that lets people escape the neutral air pressure. And overall, that neutral air nerf made it so her pressure went from being insane to honestly not that scary. And it was almost immediate once we had those couple of nerfs that she dropped off immensely in terms of popularity and results. And Mars still gets good results with her nowadays. You still see some like Zero Suits like Durastop doing decent with her. But really, she's not nearly as common as she used to be. Like in Japan, she used to be significantly more common. And just in general, like, she used to be considered one of the best characters. And now she's considered a good character. Some people don't think she's that good. But no one's really putting her in the top tiers anymore. And that's for a good reason. After really a small amount of nerfs. It wasn't even like a change in like character meta, the way the game is played, like DLC coming out and power creeping her hurts, of course, along with the characters getting buffed. You cannot talk about victims of nerfs without talking about Pichu. Pichu was insane when Ultimate came out. And a lot of what makes him insane is still true. He's very fast, crazy frame data, amazing combo game, really good like kill confirms as well, great damage, neutral B is phenomenal, solid recovery. Like, he is just this mobile powerhouse that hits you and you blow up. And that's so true. However, if you ever look at the patch notes for 3.1, and honestly 3.0, you see a lot of red. And there's so many nerfs that made this character from being one of the most common characters. Like, you went to A brackets, anywhere, you were going to run into a Pichu, I felt like. Void was playing Pichu and destroying people with the character. He had really crazy hurtbox shifting before they nerfed him 3.0. So a lot of his moves, like when he's landing with like attacks like forward air, neutral air, back air, he would like low profile punishes and be really hard to hit even though those attacks weren't safe. They made that not the case. But the bigger thing is that they made all of his electrical moves deal a lot more self damage to him. Because he's already like the lightest character in the game. So any bit of damage he's taking hurts. And then across the board, like they added a whole 0.5% damage on forward air, which when you use that move a lot, hurts a lot. Neutral B, which is like his biggest move, 0.3% damage. But if you're spamming this move because it's such a good move, that 0.3% adds up a lot for a character that is not going to live past 80 reliably. But it wasn't just that. They made his forward smash have a lot more end lag, so it was no longer like this kind of spammable move. Like, you could ledge shot with this move, or just like use it, and if you hit cool, they were dead. Super powerful move. But if you whiffed, it wasn't a big deal. But now it's just like enough to be like consistently punishable. Forward tilt, much less knockback. This move used to be an insane ledge shot, so you do this, and it had no end lag, no startup, and it would kill insanely well. Now it still kills, but much higher percent. You can't just abuse it. They made his hurtbox bigger as well, and let me tell you, as an Olimar player, making a character's hurtbox bigger is one of the most massive nerfs. It literally nerfs everything. It makes the character easier to combo, or just hit in general, right? So they're easier to combo. They're easier to space verse, because now let's say you're spacing with like a forward air, but your hurtbox is bigger. That means that forward air is effectively less disjoint as well. And there's a lot of other intricacies, but yeah, bigger hurtbox, insane nerf. And it's actually funny, where the devs eventually went back and buffed the character quite a bit. If you look at 11.0, they reverted a lot of the self-damage nerfs to this character. Not all of them. They also made it so neutral air effectively got disjoint by making the ears invincible during it. So they effectively increased the disjoint on neutral air. They made forward smash a bigger move as well in one of the patches, and like they really tried to say, okay, we nerfed this character too much and try to bring it back to life. And honestly, too little too late. This character at this point in the game, no one's trying to play a character that's very lightweight when, you know, so many good characters have insane combo games, insane kill power, and a glass cannon. It's really hard to make work nowadays when you have so many characters that are cannons without the glass part. And I will say, you know, Pichu is not a bad character necessarily. He's not... I've come to think recently he's actually better than I gave him credit for. And so this character is decent, and honestly, this current state of Pichu might be more common if, like, this is what he was nerfed to instead of how much he was nerfed. But yeah, so that is 5 characters that really, really fell off from early Ultimate Meta to where we are now.